Well, welcome back to my subscribers, and if you're new to my website, I hope you enjoy this video. Now, this is a bit of a, I don't know, it's not a crazy video, it's not stupid, it's just a little out of the unusual because, you know, I'm a tech guy, and I love to tinker with all kinds of different things, and there's many facets to this video that are going to seem a little strange, but I'm retired, I have time to do this, and basically this is an entertainment video. You may glean some information that you can use in your own vehicle, but the video all stems from the previous project that I just did, and that was I installed these WeatherTech wind deflectors, and I call them wind and rain deflectors because now I can leave my windows down as I have here. You can see the good almost 2-inch opening, and yet the WeatherTech wind and rain deflector is going to keep out any rain, so I can leave my windows down in the hot weather, and it'll ventilate to some degree to keep the cab cooler. So in addition to being able to keep the windows down, or my back windows are down about 2 inches, protected from the rain elements with the WeatherTech wind deflectors, and the front windows down, and same on this side where I'm sitting, the windows are down 2 inches. But I would like a little more air circulation, so what I did is I installed this little USB fan, 2-speed, and I've got it on high speed right now. You can hear that there. Now, when the truck is parked in a parking lot, I'm not normally in a shopping situation for more than, say, an hour or so, and I can just plug in my little USB fan right here in my console. I have a little lighter plug that converts to USB, and this is on all the time. Power is on all the time on this one, as you can see. The light is on, and I can just locate my little cord right there, close up my console, and now while I'm parked, this will circulate the air in the truck and possibly keep it a little bit cooler. Now the next stage I've gone to is somehow I want to be able to monitor the temperature inside the cab. So I have two more. Like I said, I'm a tech guy. I'm a real sucker for this stuff. But this is an inexpensive $20 thermometer, wireless thermometer, and receiver. And the wireless thermometer here, if you can see what we are, our temperature in here is in centigrade, 27.4. Well, we can convert that on the main station here to, hard to read an LED screen. So inside the cab right now, 82 degrees Fahrenheit in here with the fan running. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to mount this right down in here where I can read it. We're in Canada, so I understand Fahrenheit, or sorry, centigrade, and 28 Celsius is 82 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you hit up about 30 degrees, it's warm. It's in the high 80s, and any higher than 30, 35, you're getting up close to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to mount that right here because I do have a monitoring system here on my console up here, but it only gives me the outside temperature when it's on. I don't have the ignition on right now. It can tell me the outside temperature, but it won't tell me the inside temperature. So I'm just going to put that on with a bit of Velcro and double-faced tape so that I can remove it when I have to if I want to close up my my cup holder, which I never close up anyway, but that's how we're going to mount it. So I've got my little temperature readout, and I'm going to put on a little bit of Velcro. Now this is going to be handy because I can tell by how much I'm cooking in the cab here. So it's going to go right down in here. I can read it from my driver's seat. There we go. And it'll just peel off the Velcro if I have to get it off. Okay, now this is transmitting to my base station. Change it to Celsius so you can see here. Whether you can read that or not. So 29.4. It's transmitting to my station here at 29.4. So I can take this into the house now and monitor the temperature in the truck, and just out of curiosity, not for any real reason, but like I say, I'm a tech guy. I like to add gadgets to my vehicle. Well, like I say, if I'm in a parking lot, I can now keep my fan running to circulate the air in the truck and hopefully keep the cab just a little bit cooler. I mean, it's not going to keep it cool enough to keep the dog happy, but it'll keep me happy if I come back to a truck that's not nearly as hot as it should be. And one other thing I've added to it, we don't use the truck very much. It's our main vehicle, but we hardly ever drive the truck. We go for groceries and do our appointments and so on, but it sits a lot of time. So it would be nice if the air would circulate on these very hot Okanagan days, if the air would circulate in here with the little fan running, but that's going to kill my battery. So here's one other thing I'm going to show you. You're going to have a good laugh at this one, that I've added to the vehicle anyway. And I use this during the winter time. I always have my truck plugged in during the winter, not to keep the engine warm, but to keep the batteries up. I have a battery tender, and I'll show you where I have that installed. Okay, we've got the hood up, and I want to show you my battery tender that will keep my batteries up when parked in my driveway. Now, I use this during the winter time to keep both my batteries. One here and one over there. And this little battery tender right here, I plug that into the winter time, and it keeps my batteries at full capacity because we don't drive the truck enough for me to charge the batteries. And I've taken the lid, as you can see here. There's a bumper for my hood coming down. This is just a lid off of a plastic storage box, and I have it fastened with the screws right here, holding part of the front end together, and that protects my battery tender from snow and ice and rain and stuff that's coming in through the grill of the truck. And then over here, cable runs right along, plugs in right here. That's next to my block heater, and the block heater is just put away for the winter. It never really gets that terribly cold in the Okanagan here that I have to use the block heater, so very rarely use it. I just have this plugged in to maintain my battery. And now even in the summer when I plug it in, because again, I still don't drive the vehicle enough to keep my batteries at tip-top shape. So with this plugged in, my batteries are up to snuff, and it'll run that little fan 24/7, uses next to no power whatsoever, and it'll circulate the air in the truck and keep it cooler. Well, about now you're probably saying to yourself, this guy's got way too much time on his hands. You know, I don't spend an awful lot of money on these little projects, but they are fun. And but we were just talking about my little battery tender and how it keeps everything up to snuff, the batteries and my little fan running here. And I wanted to include one more item on there so you can see this guy is certifiable, and I'll show you that right now. Here's the last item I want to show you that also runs off my batteries, and they're plugged in, and that is my truck dash cam and a rear view camera. I can switch between views. There's the Quonset hut in front of us, and there's the cul-de-sac view behind, and they monitor this area 24/7, so it offers that little bit more security of being able to identify anybody that's prowling around, and get the odd animal too. We got lots of deer, the odd bear coming down in here, and that's just one last little item that I have, and it's kept up with the battery tender. Well, we've got a beautiful day today, and I'm going to continue on with my experiment here with the temperature inside the Dodge. And we're going to take a look at the thermometer right now, and then turn on the fan and see if that makes any difference. Okay, we're going to check our thermometer here, and you can see right here is the temperature inside the truck right now. It's reading from the sensor that's inside the truck. It's 75 degrees outside, which is almost a winter day in the Okanagan here. It's not very warm at all, but it is warm in the sun. And we're going to see if this temperature on the bottom here is going to come down any once we turn the little circulating fan on in the truck. Okay, we're inside the truck, and you can see here I have my windows cracked. All of the windows in the truck, including the back ones, are cracked about 2 inches. So it's allowing a little bit of heat out of the truck, but we're going to see if we get a little better performance by monitoring the temperature and using this little fan right here. I've turned the fan on. It's on high, as you can hear, and it is blowing from the lower console here up towards these windows. So we'll just see if this fan makes any difference whatsoever. So we're doing a simulated, we've got the vehicle parked in a parking lot while we're shopping, and is it worthwhile turning the fan on and letting it circulate the air? Will it bring the temperature in the vehicle down at all? And we'll monitor that with our little remote screen here and get back to you a little bit later. This is our first check. Now on my National Geographic outdoor monitor, it's reading 74.3 degrees outside, and the temperature as the bottom number here inside the truck is 90.5, and the fan is on, and we will check it in 1 hour. Now keep in mind we're at noon here, and the temperature outside is still climbing a bit, so we'll just keep monitoring our temperature outside here. This is the inside temperature, 70 degrees. 74.3 is our current temperature, and we'll check this in another hour. Here we are in our second hour, and our temperature in the truck is up to 97.3, up from 90 degrees, 0.5, so we've got up about 7 degrees. And the temperature in the outside has gone up to 79 degrees. And so we were up about 5-6 degrees there as well. This is hour 2, and you can see that our outside temperature is 84.6. Our truck temperature is now 101. So we've gone up from 101 to, from 97 to 101. We've gone up almost 4 degrees. And we've gone up about 6 degrees. Okay, we've just taken that last temperature reading and we're 101 degrees, so it's a little bit hot in the truck. I'm sitting here in the truck, I haven't done anything, and it's very hot. So what I think's happening here, we have our fan down here on the console. I think all it's doing is circulating the hot air within the cab. So I'm going to try and relocate it and see if I can't get some of this air to push out of the cab through the windows. You can see behind me, the windows are down, cracked about 2 inches, and I'm just going to see if we can put the fan in a position where it's going to actually move some of that hot air out and cool the cab down. Okay, we've relocated the fan up to the sun visor here. Now it's at the very hottest part of the truck where the air is the hottest, the highest point, and it's pointing towards the window, which is cracked 2 inches, and see if that might bring the temperature down in the truck in about an hour. And we'll go in. We're at the hot heat of the day today. It's about 3 o'clock, and it's about when we're at our peak temperature in the Okanagan. So if this brings the temperature down, then it'll be a successful test. Then I can use this situation for when I'm parked for a long period of time in a parking lot, if we're shopping, or if we're out of the truck for a while and come back to a truck that's not absolutely roasting. Okay, we'll check our time. It's 3:20, so we're at the hottest part of the day. Our outside temperature is coming up here shortly. This is 85.8 degrees Fahrenheit, and our truck temperature is 102.5. We've just changed the fan to up on the sun visor to give it a little bit more air movement to blow it out of the truck, and we'll just see if that brings the temperature down at all. We'll check this in an hour. It's been an hour since we relocated the fan and had it blowing more of the air outside through the open window, and you can see that we're down from over 100 degrees to 97 degrees in the cab, and our temperature here, we'll get it in a minute here, is 88.5 degrees outside temperature. So we'll look at it in 1 hour again. I think we'll make this our last reading. You can see our outside temperature has risen from the high 80s into 90 degrees, and an hour ago this was in the higher 90s, 97 degrees, and it's come down. So the temperature inside the truck is actually approaching the outside temperature. You can't get any cooler than the outside temperature without air conditioning. So I think we'll make this our last our reading, and we can proven that the fan placed closest to the window and blowing out is certainly going to be a benefit on a hot day. I couldn't resist one more shot at my thermometers here. We're at 90 degrees, 90.3 on the outside, and the truck is down to 92.1. Just reinforces the fact that that little fan I've got in there is working very well, and I think I'll continue to use it when I park my truck in a hot sunny parking lot. Okay, that's it. Just do a final check here in the cab. Now it's a gray day, and it's actually raining right now. I'm getting little drops of rain on me, and the temperature, I don't know whether you can read it on this LED screen or not, is 89.4 degrees Fahrenheit in the cab right now. That's on a cloudy day. I can't imagine what it's going to be like when the sun's out. So we're going to monitor this for a little while and see if it works. Anyway, that's it. Hope you were entertained with this little video. It was more of a fun thing than anything else. Took next to no time to set up. And here's to keeping your cool. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.